Well, if you couldn't hear me before, hopefully you can hear me now, because I just changed it, and I do see that it's recording on OBS, so we should be good to go now. If you want to do the countdown, we'll go ahead and get this game going. Um, Again in chat, if since you can probably hear me now and you couldn't before, let me know how levels are. I haven't streamed in a while, so this stuff hasn't been set up in a while. Well, I mean, if they couldn't hear me, I'm more worried about if I'm too loud. Yeah, and I mean it can be hard to lock down a fizz, and so I think that's kind of why he went for it. Is it's something that can lock down a fizz for longer, and even if he does manage to jump away on the initial chain, he has other gap closers in that kit to be able to get on top of the fizz. Yeah, and shout out. Speaking of Fizz, shout out to my boy Real GLP here. Pretty new to this game, came over from Overwatch League and having to switch between three different positions so far. So I mean, yeah, this is his third position. He originally started on jungle, then he went to top lane, and now he's playing some mid. So yeah, and that can be some experience too, right there. It's like Mike isn't a super experienced jungler. Again, as we talk about some of the newer players, he's not super experienced, but he's got the basics down. And Guy Fieri being a little bit more experienced, especially being on something like a Jarvan, just knowing, hey, he's gonna be at this buff at this time, and I can take this fight. Might as well go and see what's going on. Oh, it's never against anything that someone's saying. Oh, like we're never saying someone's bad. It's no, it's part of the game. It's part of the game when you say, okay, this is the weak link, let's attack it, kind of thing. And the weak link can honestly be, well, yeah. I mean, I don't know what that one, but we do see gank. I think you might have. Yeah, just missing our top laners that are on the islands right now. Bowser the Harvest Goddess, you might be hearing the stream really quietly. Let me go ahead and turn that up.
It's not impossible to come back from that, but it's definitely tough. You know, I mean, a 2K gold lead at 6 minutes is a pretty massive undertaking for anybody.
Alright, so go ahead and let me know if those levels are better. It's up all the way. Again, my thing might have been reset, so. I'm thinking I fixed it, because now Violet Sociocat's saying it's really loud.
It's something.
Okay, now I turned it
Sorry,
down.
Violet.
It's gonna let us know, Violet Sociocat, if that's better. Again, haven't streamed in a while. This was last minute, didn't have time to set up, so I'm sorry if I'm hurting anyone's eardrums or like giving you like slight ASMR instead. Like,
ASMR cast is a mood. We could go for that. Oh, JLP going for a dive, but Mike is already there to answer it. Mike probably going to get the knock up there on JLP, but doesn't go in farther. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, you get that knock up with the W. It seems super reasonable to immediately follow that up with an E, chain the CC, and get a kill. Especially with that positioning, I'm very surprised that Mike just let JLP get away.
oh, I guess they got a really loud dose of Yuki, and that's what happened.
My bad. I mean, literally not my bad, but my bad.
Yeah, just let me know if I need to turn anything up. I can turn up either the game stuff itself, I can turn up or down Keegan specifically, or I can turn myself up and down. Just let me know.
I also have a volume control on my microphone, so I can just turn it on.
I might have had you turned up from the other day.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense. Oh, and Nate engaging JLP. JLP going through with it as Jarvan shows up to secure a kill, and JLP will live. Jarvan is just everywhere with 100% kill participation so far. Will this man break the all-time kill participation record? It's what, 79% right now that Menbung has? Big gank coming in bot. As I take a bite of a cookie, my bad. Very good ultimate onto Stuart. Stuart able to flash out, though. And the disengage comes down from Garrett to keep both of them alive. Oh yeah, it's set support. Very strong call there from literally Commission, literally Mike, to see that gank bot and immediately follow it up by trying to take risk.
Okay, Greg.
Oh!
Or sorry, Gerg7 in the chat.
Here it comes, boys. We had a pause, which means it is an officially sanctioned.
Wait, did we actually have a pause? Because I definitely missed it if we did.
Yeah, on our side, it just came, it skipped the pause.
Okay.
Yeah, the pause was skipped by spectators, but if you looked at the chat, we had the R on.
I see that, and it's like I tapped out to turn myself up since Greg said I was quiet.
Mike with a thick snowball. Oh, does actually force the flash out of JLP.
Also, Gerg7, I will have you know that set support is a thing in LCK. As we see JLP going in here.
Oh! Really deep. Does get stunned under turret, though, and is finally going to go down to Mike for the first kill for LTN. Oh, Guy Fieri coming in for a 2v1 gank. Very bold. Rift Herald comes down. Guy Fieri putting quite a bit of damage down. Might actually get a kill, but no, Set has plenty to finish him off.
Yeah, that was a case of Silas basically saying, I'm not locked in here with you, you're locked in here with me. And,
exactly.
maybe a little over-aggressive there for Guy Fieri, having that huge lead. Trying to make some big plays, and still Islands in top lane. No one's really wanting to gank a post 6 Alawi. Kale, pretty safe, don't want to gank that. So, I mean, see about a 14 CS difference, but again, that Kale is going to scale way harder than an Alawi will. So
yeah, absolutely. Alawi's going to want to take advantage of her mid-game power spike and really push an advantage there before Kale gets that level 16 spike. Also, as much as I hate to agree with Gerg, I gotta say, I can't figure out what Guy Fieri's goal was in that 2v1 gank.
I think he was trying to stop the Herald cast. Is what he was trying to do, but he did it late, and they figured, you know what, Mike's low, I'm gonna go for the kill here, but didn't have enough damage.
You can't stop Herald cast anymore because it's only a 1-second charge. Oh, JLP goes back in right in time for Mike to get up there with the snowball. The snowball does miss, but he's able to land the small little baby snowballs on, which is going to get some hard CC, so Mike can pick up another. And now both junglers with 100% kill participation. And that's one really nice thing about Nunu. If you miss your W, you have hard CC on your E. So, oh, Garrett gonna go down real quick to a gank from Guy Fieri, making up for that mid lane gank.
Yeah, seeing that grit being built up there on the set W, not ever having a chance to use it though, as they locked him down pretty well. Did have the ultimate available. That could have been really bad if they did not chain CC that set.
The Iwana was a good day, gracing us with his presence. Man.
Yeah, I heard that guy's pretty. I heard that guy's pretty bad at Yasuo.
True. I have heard that. Oh, and Mike getting a little bit of invade, maybe a little risky, but he knows there's no vision on him, and he does manage to get the blue and get away before Jarvan gets there. So Guy Fieri now gonna show up to find his blue and not have it there. It's pretty disappointing. Mr. Matt does land his combo to stun Garrett. Gets quite a bit of damage. Garrett forced to flash out, but literally Stuart gonna keep him alive. Jirachi looks like he wants to front lane it. But no. Even the frontline ADC of the league, Jirachi, they don't want to go that hard. Excuse me. Oh, Guy Fieri getting in on Nate, does trap him inside the ult, forces Nate to flash out, but looks like Nate is going to get away. Mike's there to keep him alive. Literally, Kamish getting a lot of good poke damage on Ganwei. Meanwhile, Nate and Mike looking at a 4v2 mid lane. Mike tries to keep him down, but instead gets locked down himself. Nate uses Senna ult to try and zone them out, but it's just not enough damage. Mike. Now Nate pulled low by Jirachi's auto's probably enough for a kill. Oh, and he steps back in and is taken down. Hey, Labby.
Hello, Labby.
The Labyrinth. 100% kill participation continues for Guy Fieri. Now at 9 kills. And second dragon looks like it's about to go down to Blog. Literally, Kamish goes quite low top lane. Ganwei has no mana, but says he wants to fight it anyway, and the ultimate comes down and actually takes the kill. Meanwhile, a fight breaks out mid near the jungle. 3 on Garrett. Garrett does land an ult for the stun, but only gets 1 stun. Not quite able to get away. Guy Fieri picks up a kill for a 10 out of 10 kill participation.
So, have we mentioned literally Kamish being an Alawi one trick? Because I don't know if you guys saw what just happened, but he did the whole ultimate and flash before it actually landed to hit both the soul and Kale herself. And let me tell you, that's not easy to do unless you've done it quite a few times.
Yeah. I think also that fight was won even before he did that, though.
Oh no,
Ganlian had
if
no
he didn't
mana.
if he didn't do that, I'm pretty sure if he had no ultimate there, I'm pretty sure Kale's living.
Oh, not no ult. I just mean like the flash ult might have been a little
I mean,
the cheeky ult.
it depends on if she had. I don't know if she had enough mana for a W. W's not a super high cost.
True,
Here
true.
mid lane now.
Yeah, a little bit of a fight going on. Guy Fieri actually taken pretty low. Once again, Nate says, I'm trapped in here with you. No, you are trapped with me. As Kamish rotates down to catch JLP, they do get the kill down on Guy Fieri. Mike drops his ult to try and zone JLP just a little longer, but it's not quite enough. JLP will escape with his life. And a shockingly back and forth game considering the gold lead.
LTN now going for this trail, but Blog definitely knows they're on it.
Yeah, knows they're on it and wants to contest. You see Mr. Matt going in for the engage. Might have stepped up too far, but doesn't pay for it. Mike lands the CC onto Leona, but is taken to about half health as he does. Meanwhile, Leona taking no damage. Nate goes down first. Mike soon to follow with Garrett, and this has suddenly turned into a fantastic fight for Blog. Jirachi being chased down by Kamish does get taken down. All said and done, a 3 for 2 in favor of Blog. Oh, but the fight re-engages. Matt comes back in. They do take Alawi quite low, and she does drop to Ganwian. And now it's a 4 for 2 in favor of Blog.
Yeah, I think there was just some uncertainty there in that fight. They weren't sure if they wanted to keep fighting, if they didn't, and then you kind of saw with Litter Commish like wanting to go back in, then going out, and then deciding, okay, let's go back in, and it ends up costing him his life there. But huge play out of Blog there, not even having Guy Fieri there, and just Mr. Matt just absolutely CCing down the people it needs to be CC'd. Wanted to note that Guy Fieri going the damage Jarvan build here because he's ahead. Looks like he's going to be building that Sanguine Blade. Which isn't, I wouldn't say is the best item on Jarvan, but if you're ahead, I mean, any kind of lethality or heavy AD is really good, so.
Absolutely, and this Leona just infuriatingly tanky. I mean, in that fight, you know, the support front lines, and your first thought as well, it's the support, so 4 of us can definitely kill her, and then she's still alive 3 minutes later.
Yeah, and I mean, if you wanna see how stupidly absurd Leona's W is, she first item redemptioned. Like she doesn't have a tank item yet, and she's even got ganking boots. Like she's not tanky at this point. That W adds so many stats.
Nate using the ultimate that he stole from Guy Fieri, and Guy Fieri says, "Don't you dare," and takes him out. JLP goes down next, followed by another kill from Guy Fieri. Looks like it's going to disengage, unless Leona gets in there. Oh, but Mr. Matt taken pretty low, does have to heal to survive. Guy Fieri taken down by a chomp from Mike, as Ganwian is taken down by the ultimate top lane.
Yeah, lots of skirmishes going on. Pretty typical PMA LCS game. Not something you see more in, you know, you might see this in LCK every once in a while, but LEC, LCS,
Or Cloud9 games.
LP, Cloud9 games, yeah, but that, I mean, that's usually because they're on a whole different level from the other team. These teams seem pretty even. I mean, it's 16-10, 31-29 for gold difference. It's, you know, basically nothing at this point. Again, can LTN find a way to try and get this game moving before Kale hits 16? She's currently at 12.
Absolutely.
She just died again to Alawi, but she is 2-2, has the Gunblade done. Jirachi, though, poking out literally Nate.
And I think, you know, Jirachi said in chat before the game started, and I think a genuine question of the game is, whose back is stronger, right? Jirachi or Kamish on the Alawi? We know Jirachi is very comfortable on Senna. We know Kamish is very comfortable on the Alawi. But I think the difference is Jirachi's in a duo lane and has also gotten Leona fed in the process. So now they have 2 fed people instead of just the 1, and that's intrinsically an advantage. Oh, an engagement coming down. Literally Garrett taken low already. Doesn't get the grit stacks to survive. Literally Mike less than half health now. JLP caught out a little bit, but slippery enough to get away as literally Nate tries to get the damage down, but gets stunned. Oh, does get the kill in the end, but loses 3 of their teammates in the process. 4 of their teammates. Blog gonna take a 3rd dragon.
Yeah, I mean, they're just not. They need their team fighter there. Like, they need to realize that they're gonna have to, if they want to get a decent fight with this team, they need to have the Alawi there. Also, Minbung in game saying hi stream. Oof, that was a really tough fight for LTN. I don't know why he's messaging me that so stream can see it instead of typing in stream chat, but
If only stream had chat.
yeah, imagine if Twitch had chat, and imagine what a wonderful place it would be, you know, not filled with
Yeah, that'd be rad.
memes and toxicity everywhere, but
I'd say more memes than toxicity.
Menbug,
Usually.
yeah, that guy sucks, right, OPTSM fan? Yeah, so in that fight, I know I kind of was like, Sanguine Blade is not the best thing for Jarvan. I mean, at the same time, though, when you put down that standard and it gives you that ridiculous amount of attack speed, it doesn't matter how many people are around you and if you're getting that bonus or not, you're healing a lot. And I know they... speaking of,
rough flash for Mike. Does manage to get quite a ways away. Is trying to get the hard CC on Mr. Matt. The Fizz ult misses, but Nate is already very low. Nate taken out, able to kill Jirachi in the process, but Garrett once again... Oh, wait. Oh, no, there goes Garrett. There goes Mike, and finally Kamish taken down. They do take a couple kills in the process. Oh, 3 for 4 now, with 2 shutdowns, actually a little bit gold lead-wise in favor of LTN. Those 2 shutdowns help.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little disjointed of a fight from Blog. Like, Guy Fury actually backed out, and Mr. Matt said, no, we're staying in this, and we're getting these kills. And, yeah, I mean, we talked about before these last couple fights about how who's back stronger. Jirachi's learning commissions on their supposed one-trick champions. Apparently, Guy Fury is the correct answer out of that question. He's 11, 4, and 10 now. He's still got, well, he doesn't have 100% KP anymore, but still 21 out of 24 is not bad. Making a huge impact on the map. Does have Black Cleaver now. Also out of Jirachi, seeing a completed Mortal Reminder. I was wondering where the healing cut was coming from. I saw it on the Alawi. That is going to be huge for them, especially having not only the Alawi having the set, cuts down on the shielding as well, and his passive regen. Because I don't think people kind of forget about it because, you know, the W, the Haymaker's kind of, you know, strong, but they forget that he basically has a stronger Garen passive.
Yeah. Yeah, and OPTSM fan pointing out 38 kills in 23 minutes, and I think that's bad right now for LT. You know, I think they really want to slow this game down and let themselves get a little more fed up on farm rather than continuing to take these fights. Kamish pushing up really far here. Definitely in a bit of danger. Can he get back before they interrupt him? Looks like he can, and he's out of there.
Yeah, I think LTN's having some issues where they're just not getting any pressure on the map other than top lane. As we see that.
Yeah, Nate trying to make up for that now.
Yeah, I think they were trying to get team fights, but they've given up having no pressure for that, and having the key person you need for those team fights, having the only pressure is kind of hard.
A lot of damage goes down there, but the fight disengaging pretty quickly. At OPTSM fan, I haven't played with it, so I don't know the details, but it's happening in LCK, and Garrett's been winning on it a lot, so they picked it. Literally, Nate again taken into an ult by Guy Fury. Can he say it again? No, he dies this time. This time it was Nate who was trapped in there.
Yeah, it happened at LCK once. I want to say it was APK, so that doesn't really say much. You see a fight going on. Goodbye, Fizz.
From Malawi. Very nice.
I want to say it was APK. It didn't do very well. Garrett has been playing it quite a bit. I will say, not sure about it with a Sivir.
Ooh, Kamish goes down very quickly. Mike caught out, probably not going to get out from this. And with Dragon up in 18 seconds, this looks like a quick 4-0 soul for Blog.
they're not looking at Soul, they're looking at Baron instead.
Interesting. I dig it, honestly.
I can see it. They're kind of mind gaming LTN right here. They're trying to say, hey, they're gonna think we're at the Soul, so why not go for Baron?
Well, and ultimately, sure, the Soul is very strong, but you're 3-0 on Drakes. Even if LTN takes 1 Drake, cool. They have to take 3 more before you take 1. And meanwhile, you get a free Baron. And now, with LTN's death timers, they're just starting the Dragon. So, honestly, Blog can probably just get both.
Yeah, and I mean, I think LTN's time is kind of running out here. Kale, again, is 1 level away from hitting 16, hitting that rank 2 ultimate, and having the permanent, being permanently exalted. That's going to be huge.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it doesn't have the true damage on it anymore, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. Seeing again, which is what Guy Fieri. This was the game plan. It seems for Blog. Guy Fieri 4 levels up on literally Mike.
Yeah, well, and we were talking at the beginning about, if they go even in lanes, it's a little easier to play team fights for LTN. But when Blog gets this far ahead in lane, it doesn't matter whose team fight is easier. It matters that you're doing twice as much damage and they have half as much health, You just can't argue with being that fed.
Yeah, I mean, he's got Umbral Glaive now, and I mean, this is something that I talked to with Guy Fieri is like, on Jarvan, like we were talking about solo queue junglers and what kind of things you can carry with, and I said, Jarvan's always good because you can take the same keystone and decide, am I going to be a tank or am I going to be, the carry of this game, depending on how the game goes. And so seeing him do that in this kind of setting also works out. As you can see, it doesn't have to be just solo queue.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the things very good shutdown from literally Commish. Guy Fieri just once again getting a little aggressive, but the rest of his team is here to follow up, and Commish already used the ult, so he's just going to get melted. Oh, and now it's Nate getting caught out, forced to flash, but Garrett says, no, we want this. Garrett gets the 3-man stun, could be huge. Quite a bit of damage goes down on the Fizz, and now Mr. Matt caught out in the 4v1. 1 or 2 more fights like that, and LTN will be back in this. But someone's got to back and take care of that kill. Oh, and Mike just staying a little too far out there.
Yeah, I see what he was going for with the ultimate, trying to get that huge shield, but it also it's double-edged sword. It also keeps you in the same spot. Ganwian now, level 16, taking the top inhib while all that was going down bot lane. We saw, Guy Fieri, it doesn't matter how fed you are. Like, you're not going to be able to take down literally Commish when he has ultimate, especially when you don't have Grievous wounds for yourself and you're relying on your team to put those. We did see the huge engage from literally Garrett. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a full item yet, so he has the support item and he has his boots, but no full damage or tank item at this point. Just being behind, I think, and it can be a multitude of things. I don't necessarily think that set support's terrible. I think maybe in this matchup, maybe not giving Jirachi the Senna who can just poke you out might have been decent. I want to say we saw literally Commish play Senna into the set. I know we saw it into the Soraka, or not set, Senna.
Oh, and Guy Fieri might be getting caught out now. There's 3 members of LTN here. He does get out, really nice flag and drag into a flash over the wall. Quick as. But yeah, I'm OPTSM fan in the chat. Echoing what I was saying earlier. Fighting all the time is not optimal. 10 deaths ago, I think LTN wanted to start slowing this game down and trying to avoid big fights like that, but has just kept fighting. And credit where credit is due, LTN doing a great job maintaining vision control over their jungle. But vision doesn't mean a ton when going in your jungle almost definitely means death. Now, Mr. Matt possibly caught out now with not as many tools to escape as Guy Fieri. But Guy Fieri comes in, literally Garrett pulls him out of the ult with an ultimate. Very smart play there. Guy Fieri goes golden to not die, but eventually dies after that lands. And Alawi able to get 2 kills out of her ultimate, and now Jirachi and Ganwian on the run.
See, that's the kind of fight that LTN wants.
Absolutely. Oh, Jirachi with the shot over the wall to take care of him. Literally, Garrett going very low. Needed to drop his grit before then, just didn't get there. Jirachi doesn't quite die. Oh, and flashes the mastery. You hate to see. Don't we have a rule against that?
Mastery flashing?
Yeah.
The rule is that the captains have to talk beforehand, and if BM is allowed or not, and so I mean
Gotcha.
it's a rule, but it's not been a huge problem this season, I would say.
Gotcha.
So
I just remember Eric talking about it when I was on his team, so I wasn't sure what the actual rule
that's
was.
because I know. Yeah, we talked about it more in the last mini split because that was when we first decided to make it a rule instead of hey, just don't do it, and because some people have fun, and I mean, it usually depends on who's facing who, and
Mm-hmm.
don't poke bears when you know they're bears.
Yeah.
Come on.
That makes sense.
Yes, OPTSM fan, it's been a rule for a long time. It's just been changed on how we agree upon it or enforced.
That makes sense. The more
He
you
also
know.
also OPTSM fan mentioning Warrior Enchantment with Conqueror. Yeah, I think as we talked about, he was trying to decide, am I going to be a carry this game or am I going to be a tank? Wanted to tank the Conqueror because, if you need to be that tank, the Conqueror is a better option. But didn't want to commit to an electrocute where he's going to be the carry because then you have no tank if you need it. I mean, yeah, Leona's tanky, but she's not building super tanky.
Yeah, fair.
Also wanting to mention in that last fight, the reason LTN wanted that is because there was no Kale and the Senna was late to that fight.
Yeah.
That's the only reason they wanted that fight.
I think
we saw when
Garrett
got there, people started dying, and we see a cheese bush here.
Garrett also had a fantastic ult in that fight that really helped. Guy Fieri was putting damage down on 4 people, and Garrett said, "Nope, you come over here." Kale solos the Elder. Oh my god. You really hate to see it, and now this fight breaks out. A huge risk for LTN. Literally, Stuart taken out first. Mr. Matt dies next. Huge Clown Fiesta here. 3-2 already. Cleaned up with a 4-for-2. And now Jirachi, Ganwian, and JLP still alive. And Garrett calling it. Says they're going to push in, use those supers that are already at the next turn. Finish this.
Yeah, fighting with Elder, I mean, it was probably the last fight anyway. Do you want to do it there where you have everyone, or do you want to try and back, defend your towers? But fighting with Elder's not really that great. Jirachi flashing and autoing literally Nate.
Ganwian getting the kill, though. I mean, and Jirachi and Ganwian are just so big right now.
Well, I mean, if Ganwian got that, isn't it a technical or unofficial penta? Or did he not get a quadra? Can't remember. Anyway.
I don't know. Those kills went to a lot of different people.
Game going to bot lane of the old guys. So, what are you thinking for MVP and why is it Guy Fieri?
MVP and why is it Guy Fieri?
Well, okay. You could also say Ganwian. I think for me those are the two options. You could also say Jirachi, very supportive, good KP there, 33 out of 38. Everyone had really good KP on that team. So I mean,
absolutely,
I can see it. Jirachi, Ganwian, Guy Fieri.
It's hard to overlook something like, 13 minutes into the game, the man still had 100%. It's difficult to overlook something like, Guy Fieri literally made 100% of kills happen in the early game, and that early game lead is absolutely how they just pushed everything into winning those team fights mid and late. I feel like you can draw a pretty straight line between Guy Fieri's early game and the win.
I am making the straw poll currently, so bear with us. Looking forward to the next game. What do you think LTN needs to do to try and bounce back here? Like, what did they do in this game that they need to do in the next one to make the next one a win?
I think playing a little safer early. Um, a lot of their early deaths, sadly, were things that could have been avoided. Um, stepping a little too far up in lane when you don't know where Guy Fieri is, just being a little too aggressive, and some little things that we pointed out as they happened, like where Mike would stun somebody and then not follow it up with where Nate would step out of a fight a little early. Just lots of little misplays early that started to combine and
Okay, give me half a second and I will post the straw poll.
he pull those draws.
Lady Gaga to do it.
Can't mute ads, I'm sorry. There's that straw poll. Gonna go ahead and let you guys vote on that. Go ahead and cut the VOD. We will be back with game 2 shortly.
Game two.